Right now, you're standing in front of a door that just slammed shut, staring at it, pounding on it, begging it to open again. And while you're facing that closed door, your back is turned to another one that's quietly swinging open behind you. That's the trap almost every man falls into after a loss, and it's the reason so many stay stuck for years. They spend all their time mourning the door that closed, and none of it turning around to see the door that's opening. Because here's a truth the Stoics understood deeply. When one door closes, it often closes precisely so that a better one can open. But you'll never walk through the better door if you spend your life staring at the one that's shut. When she closed the door, it felt like the end of everything. And I won't pretend it didn't hurt, because it did. But today, I'm going to show you why that closed door may be the very thing that leads you to a far better one. And, more importantly, how to stop staring at what's gone, turn around, and walk through what's opening. Because the door behind you may lead somewhere greater than the one that just closed ever could. Let me show you how to find it. But before we begin, if you're ready to stop mourning the closed door and turn toward the one that's opening, do this one thing for yourself right now. Like this video, subscribe to the channel, and turn on the notification bell, because that's how you become a Stoic soldier, a man who shows up for his own growth every single day and never misses the lesson when he needs it most. And down in the comments, type 3 words and mean them. Forward, not back. Say it before you've even finished watching, because the words you claim today become the strength you stand on tomorrow. Now, let's begin. Number 1. The door that closed. Let's start with honesty about the door that closed, because if I rush past your pain, nothing else I say will land. That door mattered. Behind it was a relationship you valued, a future you'd imagined, a person you loved. And when it closed, it didn't just close a relationship. It closed a version of your future, a whole set of hopes and plans and expectations about how your life was going to go. That's a real loss, and it deserves to be grieved honestly. So I'm not going to tell you to just cheer up and look for the next door before you've felt the weight of the one that shut. The pain of a closed door is legitimate, and pretending otherwise would be a lie. You loved something, you lost it, and it hurts. That's real, and it's okay to let yourself feel it fully. But here's what I want you to hold alongside that grief. The fact that a door closed doesn't mean the corridor ends there. It can feel that way. Like that door was the only way forward. Like everything good was behind it, like now there's nothing but a wall. But that feeling, however powerful, is not the truth. The closing of one door is not the closing of all doors. It's the closing of one particular door, and life is full of other doors, some of which you can't even see yet. The Stoics understood that we tend to catastrophize our losses, treating the end of one thing as the end of everything, when in reality it's the end of one chapter and the beginning of another. So feel the pain of the door that closed, honestly and fully. But don't let that pain convince you that the corridor has ended, that there are no other doors, that everything good is now locked behind the one that shut. Because that belief is exactly what keeps men frozen in front of a closed door for years. And it simply isn't true. The door closed, the corridor continues, and there are other doors ahead. Number 2, the mistake, staring at the closed door. So let's talk about the mistake that keeps men trapped, the one I mentioned at the start. Staring at the closed door. When a door closes on us, the natural human response is to fixate on it, to stand there facing it, mourning it, replaying what was behind it, wishing it would reopen, pounding on it, trying to force it back open. We become consumed with the closed door, our entire attention absorbed by what we lost, by the thing that's no longer available to us. And this fixation is completely understandable, because the loss is painful and the door represented something we valued. But here's the problem. While you're facing the closed door, consumed with it, your back is turned to everything else, including the other doors that might be opening. You literally cannot see the opportunities ahead of you, because all your attention is locked onto the one behind you that shut. And this is why staring at the closed door is so costly. It's not just that it keeps you in pain, though it does. It's that it actively blinds you to the better doors that may be opening, keeps you frozen in place instead of moving forward, and can waste enormous stretches of your life mourning something that's gone while missing everything that's arriving. The man fixated on the closed door doesn't just fail to move on, he fails to even notice the openings around him because his gaze never leaves what he lost. The Stoics understood that dwelling on what we can't have and can't control keeps us stuck in suffering, while turning our attention toward what's possible and within our power opens the path forward. So recognize the mistake. Staring at the closed door keeps you frozen, keeps you in pain, and blinds you to the doors that are opening. The single most important shift you can make is to stop facing the door that closed and turn around to face what's ahead. Because the better door can't help you if you never turn to see it. And as long as your gaze stays locked on what's shut, you'll never notice what's opening. Number 3, why you can't see the better door yet. Now let's address something honestly, because you might be thinking, there is no better door. I've looked and there's nothing there. And I understand why it feels that way. So let me explain why you often can't see the better door yet, even when it's there. The better door usually lies in the future, which means it doesn't exist visibly in the present moment. It's a potential, not yet a visible reality. Right after a loss, all you can see is the closed door and the empty space around it. The better door hasn't materialized into view yet, because the future hasn't arrived. On top of that, the fog of grief clouds your vision. When you're in pain, consumed with the loss, your perception narrows and darkens, and you genuinely cannot see the possibilities ahead, because grief obscures them. So the fact that you can't see the better door right now doesn't mean it isn't there. It means it's in the future, hidden by both time and the fog of your current pain. And this is where a certain kind of trust becomes essential, because you're being asked to believe in a door you can't yet see. This isn't blind faith or wishful thinking. It's grounded in a pattern that plays out constantly in human life, the pattern where endings, painful as they are, repeatedly turn out to open the way to things that couldn't have existed otherwise. Think about your own life, or the lives of people you know. How many good things arrived only because something else ended first? How many doors opened only because others closed? The pattern is real and common, which gives you rational grounds to trust that better doors lie ahead, even when you can't yet see them. The Stoics understood that we must sometimes trust the larger process of life, recognizing that our limited view in the present moment doesn't reveal everything that's coming. So don't take your current inability to see the better door as proof it doesn't exist. It exists in the future, hidden by time and by the fog of grief. And the consistent pattern of life gives you real reason to trust it's there. The better door is often invisible right up until the moment you're ready to walk through it, which is exactly why you have to keep moving forward, even before you can see it. Number 4. What better actually means. Let's get clear on what better actually means, because if you misunderstand it, you'll either be disappointed or you'll chase the wrong thing. When we say a better door will open, better doesn't necessarily mean a flashier, more impressive, upgraded version of what you had. A more attractive partner, a more exciting relationship, some fantasy improvement. That shallow understanding of better sets you up to misunderstand the whole thing. What better actually means is better suited to who you truly are, more aligned with your genuine path, more conducive to your real growth and well-being. The better door leads to a life and a future that fit you more truly than what was behind the closed door, which may look completely different from what you had, and better precisely because it's more genuinely right for you, not because it's a shinier version of the same thing. And often, the better is better in ways you couldn't have appreciated before the closed door taught you what you needed. Through the loss and the growth it forces, you learn more about yourself, about what actually works for you, about what you genuinely need and deserve, and that hard-won self-knowledge lets the next door be better suited to the real you, rather than to the person you were before you learned these lessons. The better door isn't just a better version of the old thing. It's a door that fits the wiser, more developed person you're becoming through this very experience. The Stoics understood that genuine improvement comes through the wisdom we gain, and that what truly serves us is what aligns with our nature and our growth, not merely what looks impressive. So understand what better actually means. Not a flashier upgrade, but a life and a future more genuinely suited to who you really are and who you're becoming. The better door leads somewhere that fits you more truly than the closed one ever did. And that kind of better is worth far more than any superficial improvement could be. Number 5. The better door isn't only another relationship. Now I need to correct a misunderstanding that traps a lot of men, because it's easy to hear a better door will open, and immediately think it means a better woman is coming. And while a better suited relationship may well be part of your future, if you reduce the better door to only that, to just the next partner, the replacement, the new relationship that will finally make you okay, you fall into a trap that will keep you stuck. Because making your recovery about finding the next woman keeps your happiness dependent on someone else, keeps you oriented toward a relationship to save you, and prevents you from doing the real work of building yourself. The man waiting for the better door to be another woman is really just looking for someone new to fill the hole, which is not healing. It's transferring your dependence from one person to another. So understand what the better door truly is in its fullest sense. It's a better life, a better version of yourself, a better future in every dimension, not merely a better relationship. The better door leads to the growth you're capable of, the purpose you can build, the strength and self-mastery you can develop, the fuller and more authentic life you can create. It leads to you becoming a more complete man, with a rich life of your own, independent of any relationship. And here's the key. When you walk through that door, the door to a better life and a better self, you become genuinely whole on your own, which is exactly the foundation from which a healthy relationship can eventually grow, if and when one does. But the relationship is a possible feature of the better life, not the better door itself. The Stoics understood that a good life is built on our own character and growth, not on dependence on others to complete us. So don't reduce the better door to just another woman. The better door is a better life and a better self. And walking through it means building yourself into a whole man, not waiting for someone new to fill the space the last one left. Number 6. You have to turn away from the closed door. So here's the first real action, and it's the hardest one. You have to turn away from the closed door. As long as you stand there facing it, mourning it, longing for it, trying to force it back open, you cannot move toward anything else, because your whole orientation is fixed on what's behind you. Turning away from the closed door means letting go of the relationship that ended, releasing your grip on what was, accepting that this door is genuinely closed, and stopping the exhausting effort to reopen what's already shut. It means grieving it honestly, yes, but then making the choice to stop facing backward and start facing forward. This is an act of will, a decision, the decision to release what's gone so that you can turn toward what's ahead. And it's difficult because letting go of the closed door means fully accepting the loss, which is painful. But it's the necessary first step because you cannot walk toward a new door while you're still facing the old one. And letting go of the closed door doesn't mean pretending it didn't matter or forcing yourself to feel nothing about it. It means accepting the reality that it's closed, releasing your attachment to reopening it, and freeing your attention to turn toward what's ahead. You can honor what the closed door meant to you and still choose to stop staring at it. You can acknowledge the loss and still turn your body toward the future. The turning away isn't a denial of the past. It's a decision to stop letting the past consume your present and block your future. The Stoics understood that letting go of what we can't control and can't change is essential to moving forward, and that clinging to what's already gone only keeps us trapped. So make the choice to turn away from the closed door, grieve it, honor it, and then release your grip and turn around. Because everything ahead of you, every better door, every new possibility, requires you first to stop facing the one that closed. The turning away is where your forward motion begins, and no better door can open for a man who refuses to stop staring at the one that's shut. Number 7. You have to walk through it. Here's the second action, and it corrects a passive misunderstanding that keeps people waiting forever. The better door doesn't just swing open and pull you through it. You have to walk through it yourself. Some men hear, "A better door will open," and interpret it passively, as though they can just wait around and the better future will arrive on its own, delivered to their doorstep while they do nothing. But that's not how it works. The better door represents possibility, opportunity, potential, but possibility only becomes reality when you actively move toward it and walk through it. You have to do the work. Build yourself, pursue your growth, create your new life. Take the actions that turn the potential of the better door into the reality of a better life. The door may open, but walking through it is entirely up to you. And this is empowering, not discouraging, because it means your better future is in your own hands, rather than left to chance. You're not helplessly waiting for fate to deliver something better. You're actively building it, walking through the door of possibility into the reality of a life you create. This means pouring yourself into your growth, your goals, your purpose, your self-development. It means taking real action to build the better life, rather than passively waiting for it. It means becoming the man who's capable of the better future through genuine effort and genuine transformation. The Stoics understood that while we don't control what happens to us, we entirely control our own actions and efforts, and that a good life is actively built, not passively received. So don't just wait for the better door to pull you through. Turn toward it and then walk through it, actively, deliberately, through the real work of building yourself and your new life. Because the better door is an opening, not a delivery. It offers you the possibility, but the walking through, the building, the becoming, that part is yours to do. And the man who actively walks through the open door is the one who turns its possibility into his reality. Number 8. Trusting the unknown. Let's talk about something that makes all of this difficult. The unknown. When you turn away from the closed door and step toward what's ahead, you're stepping into uncertainty. You don't know exactly what's coming, don't know where the better door leads, don't know how it will all unfold. And that uncertainty is frightening, which is part of why men cling to the closed door, because at least the closed door is known, familiar, certain, while the future is a dark unknown. But learning to trust the unknown, to step into it with a kind of faith and even openness, is essential to walking through the better door. Because the better door, by its nature, lies in the unknown future, which means reaching it requires you to move forward into uncertainty rather than clinging to the familiar certainty of the past. And here's a reframe that transforms your relationship with the unknown. Uncertainty is not only risk, it's also possibility. The unknown future is undetermined, which means it's open, full of potential, capable of holding things better than anything you've known. The same uncertainty that feels frightening is also what makes a better future possible, because a better door can only exist in an open, undetermined future. So rather than fearing the unknown, you can learn to meet it with openness, curiosity, and trust. Trust in the pattern that better things repeatedly emerge from endings. Trust in your own ability to build and to handle whatever comes. Trust in the process of life itself. The Stoics practiced meeting whatever fate delivered with an open hand rather than a clenched fist, accepting the unknown with equanimity and even welcoming it as the field of possibility. So learn to trust the unknown. Step into the uncertain future, not with dread, but with openness, recognizing that the same uncertainty that frightens you is also what holds the possibility of something better. Because the better door lives in the unknown, and only the man willing to step into that uncertainty with trust will ever reach it. Meet the unknown with open hands, and let it hold the better future you can't yet see. Number 9. The man who walks through. Let me show you who you become when you do all of this. The man who walks through the better door. Picture him. He stood before the closed door in real pain, grieved what he lost, and felt the temptation to stay there forever, pounding on what would never reopen. But he made the choice. He turned away from the closed door, released his grip on what was gone, and faced forward. He trusted the unknown, stepped into the uncertain future with openness, and actively walked through the door of possibility, building himself, pursuing his growth, creating a better life through real effort. And on the other side, he's a man transformed, no longer frozen in front of what he lost, but moving forward into a life more genuinely suited to who he is, more aligned with his real path, richer and more authentic than what was behind the door that closed. He didn't just survive the closing of one door, he walked through it into a better one and became greater in the process. And this man possesses something the door-stared man never could: freedom and a future. He's free from the paralysis of clinging to what's gone, free from the pain of mourning a closed door forever, free to move forward and build. And he has a future, an open, unfolding future full of possibility, because he turned toward it instead of away from it. He proved, through his own turning and walking, that the closing of one door really was the opening of a better one, not by waiting for it, but by making it so. The Stoics understood that the person who accepts what they cannot change, releases what is gone, and actively builds forward is the one who creates a good life from whatever circumstances they're given. So the man who walks through the better door has done exactly that. He let go of the closed door, trusted the unknown, and built his way into something greater. That is who's waiting on the other side of this. Not a man who got the old door reopened, but a man who turned from it, walked through a better one, and discovered a life more genuinely his own than anything he lost. And a man like that has learned the deepest truth of all, that closed doors are not the end of the corridor, but the turning points that lead, for those willing to walk forward, to something better. Number 10. The final word. So let's bring it all the way home. She closed the door so a better one could open, and by now you understand what that really means and what it asks of you. You learned to honor the pain of the door that closed without believing the corridor ends there. You learned the great mistake of staring at the closed door, which blinds you to what's opening. You learned why you can't see the better door yet, because it lives in the future, hidden by time and grief. And why the pattern of life gives you reason to trust it's there. You learned what better actually means, that it isn't only another relationship, and that reaching it requires you to turn away from the closed door, walk through the open one, and trust the unknown. That's the whole of it. And here's the deepest truth to carry with you. The door that closed was never the end of your story. It was a turning point, and whether it leads to something better depends entirely on whether you turn from it and walk forward. So stop staring at what closed. Turn around, trust the unknown, and walk through the door that's opening. Because the better door is real and it's waiting, but only for the man willing to stop mourning what's behind him and step through what's ahead. And if this video gave you even a fraction of the strength or clarity you came here looking for, then before you go, do these last few things for yourself. Like this video, so it can reach the next man frozen in front of a closed door, his back turned to everything opening around him. Subscribe to the channel and turn on the notification bell so you stand with us as a Stoic soldier, a man who shows up for his own growth every single day and never misses the lesson when he needs it most. From the bottom of my heart, thank you for being here, and thank you for watching all the way to the end. So when that closed door feels like the end of everything, remember what it actually is: a turning point in a corridor that continues far beyond it. Grieve what closed, then turn around. Trust the unknown, walk forward, and build your way through the better door that's waiting. Because the man who stops staring at what he lost and turns to face what's opening will discover that the closing of one door was the beginning of something far greater, and that the best door of his life may be the one he hasn't even walked through yet. Stay grounded, stay unshakable, and I'll see you in the next one.